It's only because there was an element right there. I don't know what it is, but there was something right there.
An element.
It's this guy. He was hidden.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of stuff turned off there. Oh, yeah, my good old Stevie. Favorite one.
Said fucking Savage tried to buy him.
Yeah, that was the cool. I read that too. Too late though. They were already deep in discussions with
that's
WWF.
crazy.
Say what now?
Savage actually attempted to buy WCW before WWF did. Well, not before.
No,
before it finalized.
He put in his bid during the negotiation talks between WWF and the AOL time.
After Bischoff's group fell through. So when I'm with you. Welcome back.
Cotter.
To the Witching Hour.
Witching Hour, you were listening to that podcast? They're pretty good.
Who dis?
The Witching Hour podcast. Familiar?
Oh, by the way, have you guys seen that there's going to be a Laurel and Hardy movie?
I have not seen that.
And guess who plays the big fat guy?
Let's see. Chris Farley.
No.
Damn.
John Candy.
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley.
Who's Step Brothers? John C. Riley?
Yeah. Plays the fat guy?
In a fat suit. It's fucking incredible.
Does it actually look good?
Yes. I noticed.
I mean, come on. It's just what I do. I can't do a good John C. Riley to save my life. I'll try.
Shake.
And bake.
I was gonna say rattle.
No, you're the magic man now. Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Wasn't that a TV show when we were kids? That was Wake, Rattle, and Roll.
That was Honky Tonk Man's finishing move. Am I on?
I hear you, but you're very quiet.
You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Give me a couple checkers there, Corey.
Check.
Man, I don't hear you at all.
Red ones or black ones?
Hello, hello.
Oh, you're muted. How about now? That's better. Yeah, that's better. Welcome to our live stream.
Did you send the document?
YouTube, yay. Document. I sent that timeline.
Where at?
Email. I'm not sure which one it actually sent to now that I think of it, because I have you in there a couple times due to various business eye.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I have way too many fucking emails.
Send it to your lineup.
Hey.
Oh, I feel you, dude. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 emails just in my email client. Those are the ones I use often.
Oh, I hear that.
These are unread emails.
No, those are email accounts.
Oh, gotcha.
Separate accounts. I have something like, and I keep it pretty clean, 100 unreads right now.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I think I got 276.
Shit, last time I had to like do a big cleanup, it was over like 5,000. I got tired of seeing it on my
Oh,
phone.
I hate that.
Yeah. Get real good at doing searches for shit like from Twitter, bulk delete. From these people, bulk delete.
Oh, it's brutal. What account is that? That's my Hotmail account that I still have.
Yeah.
Same here. Same here.
That bitch ain't going away either. Oh. She's like a rainbow. Oh, this is the sale. I got you.
We got 4 people up on the old chat.
We do have-
Hello, 4 people. If you could kindly say your name, we will make you internet famous.
But you probably won't get very
To the other
famous.
3 people watching.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's probably just all of us. Which one of us is not watching right now?
I'm not.
Damn it, Corey. Oh, so there is one person out there then. Okay, boys. It's at your leisure whenever you want. I'd say we've got our crew in attendance.
Rip it.
Tim, I'm sure you know this, but your laptop has completely covered your camera again like every week.
There's a cage right there though over it.
Yeah, I put you in a cage.
I
Steel
like that.
cage.
It's like a
yeah.
steel cage computer.
Yeah.
Do a War Games promo.
We should do promos, cut promos on each other for why we're better than the other people on the show. You know, mostly it's gonna be bullshit, but
As
fun.
I would suck at that.
You're not a good promo guy?
No.
You need a manager. You need Paul Heyman. You're a beast, but you got no mouth.
You cheat to win. How about that?
Eddie Guerrero.
Did I win? I did win. I didn't need that cheat to win, it turned out though.
Sure you didn't.
Turned out I didn't need that. You're just jealous.
Ah,
You're just jealous. Can't get that W.
great comeback.
What, you never held the ropes? You never pulled a handful of tights?
No,
You never hit the ref?
never needed to.
Never needed to, huh? Well, I'm sorry. Will Smith doesn't have to cuss in his rap to sell records, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. So to speak.
I love corn.
Me too, man. On the
Great
cob.
band.
Do you like cream corn or corn on the cob more?
Corn and some biscuits.
Dude, what about like cornbread? Do you like
Ooh,
cornbread?
cornbread is the shit.
Cornbread's pretty good.
There's
Good
better.
cornbread.
I'd rather
Isn't
have a good
cornbread
biscuit.
a DJ personality? Somebody? Remember cornbread?
Oh yeah, that's that guy
In the
from
morning
that
or
country
something.
station. Yeah, you're right. I was talking about the food though, like cornbread,
Yeah, I know.
like ham and beans, and then you eat cornbread with that.
You really don't need to keep explaining it. I know.
Is you like ham and beans?
No.
Big
You
chunks.
don't like ham and beans?
Oh, no ham and beans?
Jesus Christ.
from the Midwest?
You gotta soak them in a. You gotta.
You guys
like,
spend a
boil
lot of
the
time
bone.
out on the prairie, or what
You
the
gotta
fuck?
boil the bone with
Oh,
it
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, get that hock in there.
The marrow.
Mark Merrill?
Yes.
Wild man?
yes.
You got to get him in your soup.
I at least have an excuse because I'm from
Get
originally
the
from the
Johnny B.
Marrow.
Bad. Johnny B. Bad, man, not Mark Marrow.
Yeah, damn. Big E's got his foot on the ropes. You're talking about Mark Merrow. We're ready to roll.
Dude, we're in the mood.
Mark Bone Marrow.
You guys give me the word, and I'll start that beautiful bean footage.
roll with it.
This is the first week with the new volume down theme that's not killing us. You can hear me over it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it is amazing.
Well, that last one was pretty loud. The last few times.
The following podcast is
You know, if we
scheduled
darken
for
that
one
background,
fall,
then I could just
and
be
there
like a
will be
floating
no
head.
Disqualification.
I could turn the blue that you're wearing
Making
into
their
like
way
a
to
green
the
screen.
ring,
Well, number one, this
So
is
that it
perfect.
disappears.
It looks blue as shit
At a
on there.
I know.
combined weight of
I could turn that purple
849 pounds.
into green screen, and then you just disappear except for your face
Horseman.
and arms.
That's a real nice gesture to the folks at home.
I love how
Plus-
we're still talking during the intro.
Fuck that intro.
None of that gets recorded. Hey, welcome to the Three Horsemen Show, podcast show, whatever you want to call it.
It's a podcast show.
We got Alex, we got T.O., we got Big Easy, we got Eric, we got Corey. That's me.
We're all here.
Yes, we do.
We are all here to talk wrestling, pro wrestling. Go check us out, facebook.com/numeral3 Horsemen Show. Same with twitter.com/numeral3 Horsemen Show. YouTube.com, The Three Horsemen. No show.
Correct.
We should probably update our little graphic here to say that, huh?
Oh, we've talked about it multiple times.
Say that
I'm just saying we
every
probably
week.
should.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Hey, I adjusted your thing. Now you're just a black guy on your screen there.
I'll take that. Whoa. That's
Wow.
weird.
Yeah.
That's a real good look for me.
Yeah, I like it.
All floating head.
Your hand's there too, though. Just to say.
Uh-huh. I see.
It's like very mid-'90s music video.
Yes. That's a
Gonna
good
start
call.
singing Salt and Pepper here in a second. Watch.
Oh, really?
Not me.
They
you.
here?
Oh, me.
Salt and pepper here?
No. Gents, what's going on today?
What's up, boys?
It's as we record, it's Tuesday, September 25th. Tuesday. Anything exciting going on in the world outside of wrestling for anybody? Anybody?
We put on a show last Friday at the GCS ballpark for UGC. It was kind of fun. We were there till about 4:30 in the morning, which was kind of a bummer, but it was a good show.
Tell our listeners what the UGC is.
So the UGC is what Eric and I do as our day job. It's the Ultimate Gaming Championship. We run video game tournaments to the layperson, esports
Ooh.
to those keyed in. So what it was, we had about 150 kids show up out at the ballpark and ran an all-night tournament for Fortnite.
It was fucking terrible with the kids and the Fortnite. Kids are okay, and Fortnite's
How old?
okay. Little.
From 8 to like 15.
hey, my controller won't hook to my Xbox. Hey, I don't know my password. Hey, can you be my dad? Hey.
There was a lot of that "Can You Be My Dad" thing. But
Get out of here. I mean, I
it
like
wasn't
kids.
that bad. You're making it
No,
out
it
pretty
wasn't.
bad.
It wasn't.
You guys
that
have kids, right?
Yeah, it wasn't
It's
that
good
bad,
to
but-
know.
Let's hope we don't have any. Let's hope we don't have any parents watching this.
They were there.
Nobody's watching.
Yeah, it was
don't
bad
worry
at the
about
beginning. It was mostly the user and password crap that was horrible. But after we got rolling, I thought it was a pretty good show.
Yeah,
it just went on forever.
Good. It was good. It was just it took a long time. We were there for like 18 hours.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah.
It was a little longer than that. You got there at like what, 9 in the morning, left at 4:30.
Yeah.
I guess
Well-
that's about 18 hours. Yeah.
Well, in the words of our friend Jono, fuck that.
Yeah.
18 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's dedication, Pally. We got to put on the show.
You guys don't stop, man.
That's dedication, pal.
Ah, see.
And it is. We were talking about it before we came in. We were out in the office, and T.O. and I.
Hey, hold on a second. I'm not getting any input from Eric and old T.O. here.
Hey there.
Oh no, there's Eric's. There's Eric's. T.O., can you say something?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, bud.
Yep.
Okay.
Check.
I don't know that your
syphilis.
microphone's working, pal.
You sure?
I am not sure, but I'm going to make sure before
I
we
can
keep
hear it.
carrying on too
I
much
can hear it
longer.
with my own ears.
Sibilance. 1, 2, check. Sibilance.
T.O., your thoughts on the wrestling acumen of Brie Bella?
Dude, I don't think your mic's
She's
working.
awesome.
Okay, now E and Eric, did you see this? By the way, great take there, T.O. Good
Hold
job.
on just a second, guys. Hold on just a
She
second.
works awesome.
Well, as we go,
Best.
all right.
All right, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
There we
We
go.
got no.
Even if you don't watch the current product, there are more women's wrestlers today. One of them is named Brie Bella. She has a sister who is fucking John Cena. Long story, and she's married to Daniel Bryan.
okay.
And
Oh, okay.
well, I mean,
I didn't
how
know.
else do we put it? We're old
No,
men.
you
This
don't.
is-
You don't put it any other way but that right there. She's fucking John Cena. I get
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Not anymore.
yeah.
That you know of.
Supposedly.
I don't know about
No,
that.
I think they're
Allegedly.
done.
Anyway,
I think he finally wised up to the shit.
yeah. So they have their own reality show on E.
Oh God.
And this one just had a kid a year or two ago. She's back in the ring. Was never a good wrestler.
Ever. They came in when they were getting all the
Ever.
whores. Pretty. I mean, like they weren't whores, but they were like models, pretty much. They were.
When they were getting, bring
came-
on the hooers.
No, they came in when they were just trying, like, they didn't have to wrestle. They were having bikini matches and just different gimmick things just because some people thought they were good looking.
And Tony Atlas was still in the company. So anyway, so this young lady is wrestling in a match. The Bellas were teaming with Jim Neidhart's daughter, Natalia. And they were wrestling a group called the Riot Squad. And it's three kind of crazy-looking girls. They're going out of their way to be different looking. What would you call that type of thing they are?
I would call it Suicide Squad. What's the gal from Suicide Squad?
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn, but not as like attractive.
Sexy?
Yeah. So like all the crazy, but none of the hot.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Is this the girl? Okay, remember Wolf of Wall Street?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same chick, Margot Robbie.
Yes, Margot Robbie. So
Yes.
she played her with the different colored hair.
Yes.
They tried to do that with another girl, but once they brought this group in, now they gave it to this blonde to be like Harley Quinn looking.
Right.
Very good looking girl. And I'll be honest with you, T.O., you know what I thought? I thought that Liv Morgan girl was the one that won Tough Enough, who goes by the name Mandy Rose.
No.
I thought they were the same person.
Mandy Rose is way better looking.
Is that a porn?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
star wrong there?
She's solid.
looks
Liv
pretty
Morgan's the one that dated Enzo Amore.
I just also want to mention, you said that's a porn name. I think
so.
we're down to the point where any girl's name is now a porn name.
If you take a stage name and you're a chick, it's also a porn name.
I mean, it's hard to tell the difference, and that's not offense to anybody. It's just,
No,
they're
right.
just going by very simple names now, not Debbie Knockers or something.
Yeah, they've
You know what I
lost
mean?
all that. No, I do.
Those days are over.
Hell, Brie Bella even sounds like, you know what I mean? That even,
Yeah,
I mean, sound like you could see that on a Racket family video in the back.
Porn not.
At Family Video, huh?
Yeah. Family Video's still got the back section.
Really? I haven't been in a video.
Damn
store forever.
right.
So, do you know what, Daniel Bryan, how he does yes kicks is what they would call him? He kicks, and the people go, yeah, and he kicks him in the chest. So she's doing that to this Liv Morgan girl. And
Not in the chest.
yeah, well, she's kicking her in the chest, and then she comes back down to give another one, and she kicks her directly in the face. Not once, twice. Knocks her into...
Next week?
Fuck, I'd say last week.
Holy cow, this Liv Morgan is.
Did you see the video of that kick, Everett? I just watched it because they told me to Google it. If you guys want
What
to,
is it?
get on YouTube and just type in Brie Bella and what was the other gal's name?
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, and it's literally the first couple things that come up. It's an MMA kick to the face is what it is, but it's illegal in MMA because she was on her knees. That was brutal, dude. Just brutal.
Either the first or second one that
Brutal.
caught her in the head. It wasn't. It was like her
Both of
shin
them.
that connected.
Oh yeah, it clapped her right in the dome.
It wasn't
dude.
like her foot, ankle. I mean, it was like shin on forehead, bridge of the nose.
Well, the worst place to get caught is that space the front of your ankle, and I think that's what she caught her with.
The shin, yeah, the shin bone.
Not shin, but where the meeting point.
Yeah, I'm talking like right here.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit lower, right on the ankle is the worst place to get caught because that's all bone.
Your shin's all bone too.
This is hilarious. She got the shit knocked out of her.
I understand,
Dude,
but you're heavier.
up,
you're
dude.
heavier footed right in that middle because that's where the thrust is coming through, not your shin.
You see her collapse.
You
in
don't
her
want to
face
get kicked
just
with
scrape
this.
across
This is the big
mat.
thing
That's-
in MMA.
okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that's your shin bone.
That's technically your shin
Yeah.
still.
Your shin bone's above your ankle, below your knee. Pretty much everything in there.
That's
See,
accurate.
I'm saying right at the ankle.
Right here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's softer.
Oof.
I mean, you don't want to get fucking kicked by either one if you're gonna get kicked.
If you're
I was
on your
gonna say,
knees.
Yeah.
you don't want blasted in the face with any part of anyone else's body. Period.
Well, so she does this, knocks her out, tries to roll her over to pin her. She's barely.
Alive.
She gives as close to when Austin broke his neck effort to get out, to like get up,
Yeah.
because she's out.
They kind of drug her back to the corner.
Picks her up. They tie up, and she drags her to the corner because she can't fucking stand up.
I
I'm surprised you didn't see an X on that one, like you normally whenever
You
somebody
would
gets hurt.
think.
Yeah, I mean somebody's not fucking straight silly.
Well, didn't they take her back to the? Did they take her back like during?
Took
the
her back
commercial?
early.
They should have took her to the hospital.
Well-
she was,
Well, no, the dumbass
concussion.
she dragged her across the ring, limp, until she. I mean, yeah. She has a history of this though. She's hurt. She damn near killed herself a month ago.
Is Liv Morgan the hottest wrestler going right now? 'Cause
I think Mandy Rose is better. Than
really,
she
I
is.
disagree.
I say they're twins.
Oh no, Mandy Rose is.
Mandy Rose
built.
is much more
Bustier.
classy, kind of
Uh,
like a Trish Stratus type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would call her classy.
Well, classier.
Tio knows all these girls
I would.
intimately.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't call her classy.
How about an intro to you?
That's good.
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
But your guys' thoughts on, I don't know, man. That's why do they keep? Well, I mean, you know, they've talked about how dangerous Seth Rollins is in the ring.
He's like that too, huh?
He's hurt some people.
That's fucking terrible, man.
I mean, you can't even say they're the same level of worker, though. He's actually hurting people like doing moves, not fucking kicking and punching. I mean,
That's the big difference
this
here.
gal, yeah, she has no business. They both need to be gone. They're approaching. I mean, how old are they? They've got to be in their mid-30s now.
Yeah, mid-30s. I mean, they probably got in the company when they were, what, 22? That was 10 years ago.
I'd say she needs to go back and she, you know, like
They're 34. They just need to fucking
she needs
quit.
to practice. Look, like this is not something that, I mean, you don't want to keep doing that, man. If you're her, you look back and you say, okay, look, I fucked up. I need to go back and practice this, and maybe you get one of those fucking dummies. And
Yeah, you've been doing it for 10 years. You don't get any better. If you
Yeah.
suck, you suck.
That's fair too.
What these two broads have done is managed to get with two of the biggest names in the company. Their mom even gets in on the act. She marries fucking Johnny Ace, who's the head of talent in the back.
Really?
Yeah, so they have Johnny Ace as their stepdad now.
Because he's a he's a dynamic dude. That's why.
One was banging Cena, and
Nope,
you know
okay.
nothing's gonna happen with her. And the other one's married to Daniel Bryan. Like they have their tentacles in the company. You're not getting rid of these. They're just atrocious.
Tell us how you really feel.
They're horrible.
Oh, he
It's
makes
really
a
disturbing.
darn fine point. But the dangers of not being good in the ring usually leads to these guys being extra careful. This isn't Braun Strowman accidentally catching Brock and then Brock hitting him with a fucking
Which was
straight
great,
punch.
by the way.
Yeah, this is different. I mean, really hurting somebody Give him some time off, maybe. Maybe not have him in the ring every week.
Got to do something.
You'd think.
What were you talking about with Brock, though? Like, Brock punched a guy in the face on purpose?
So how long ago was this? Basically, Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar was on a pay-per-view, I think.
Yeah, 6 months ago?
Anyway,
4 months ago?
It was longer than that, I think.
Strowman accidentally catches Lesnar with a knee to the face, and then Lesnar just gets...
It was Lesnar's fault, too.
Oh, yeah,
Lesnar
I
didn't
agree.
lift his head
I
when
agree.
he threw that knee.
But anyway, Lesnar gets pissed and just jacks Strowman in the face with a right hook. And
He should have been fired for that. Honestly. I know you can't get rid of Lesnar. But
I was going to say, you're not
come
gonna,
on.
You're not
You
going to
can't-
fire Lesnar.
You can't just get angry in any business in the world and punch a coworker. You just can't do that. Especially, I mean, these guys are
No matter
performers.
how
gotta
much
take
you
care of
want
each
to.
other. What a piece of shit.
I agree, but if I were Strowman, I would have fired back. I mean,
I don't
knows
know that I
better.
would have fired back.
Yeah, Strowman knows he's going to get his ass beaten.
Yeah,
Well-
Lesnar probably fuck him up real good.
probably, but I'm saying, okay, I'll rephrase. I'm not saying if I were Strowman, if as a viewer, I would have liked to have seen Strowman fire back.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, if you were Strowman sitting here doing this podcast, I'd say you wasted a lot of talent. Because he's got some. He's a big kid,
We're dragging this hypothetical way too far.
good kid. Oh, all right. Well, then never mind. Okay. Anything else on that? Anybody?
I didn't realize he's
I'm trying to
30
watch.
he's 35 years old, Strowman. I thought he was younger than that.
You told us last week or the week before. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's shocking to me. I still can't believe that.
I wonder what he did before.
He did the strongman competitions.
Jesus.
So
Well, he's
I'm
he's a
glad,
big guy.
glad WWE is waiting to give him this big push and put a belt on him, because I'm sure he has a long career left. I'm sure his knees are good and back's probably real stable.
You guys still watch those strongman competitions anytime?
I never watched him.
Never watched? Never got into that, huh? That's pretty cool. I always thought.
the ones from like 1980 are the ones I
Oh, with like
watched.
Kenny Patera? Like those?
Billy Graham?
Yeah.
Be in it?
No, I'm
Lars von Ludgren and shit.
I still find that shit interesting. too.
Marius Pujanowski.
There it is.
Yeah,
Ice
yeah.
Train.
Marcus,
Ice Train was in it. Yeah, don't forget Ice Train.
Those
There's
things are
always got to
always
be
really
an
interesting.
Ice Train reference, doesn't there? Whatever.
Agreed.
You guys are killing me today.
I said I agree.
I have
Thank
no
you.
clue who the Ice Train is.
There's no love over here. Again, shout out to yoradio.com. You know we're gonna be live one day. Go download the app.
One
You
day.
can listen to us. You can listen to us on lineup. I keep doing these reads and they go nowhere. But eventually, lineup.
You guys want to go live next week? I'll make it happen. We don't got to wait for them.
Oh, really?
You guys want to go live? We'll go live next week.
Yeah.
We're live
All right,
now.
then.
Me.
I mean live on the beautiful, beautiful Yo Radio platform.
Oh hell, we're live. Hell.
Man, pal, come on, pal. Man, see, man.
Okay, so what we're here to talk about today, and yes, yoradio.com, go download the app. You can listen to us on the lineup station live, along with a plethora of other podcasts. We're going to talk about the death of WCW today. Books have been written, stories have been told, some true, some false. So the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. I say the death of WCW, what springs to mind?
That final Raw or Nitro.
Yep.
I mean, instantly. I remember that first night when that happened. I had no clue any of this was going on. I was at my mother-in-law's house, and just happened to turn on wrestling because I had been kind of in and out of the product for I don't know a couple 6 months at that point. And all of a sudden, here comes Shane McMahon on fucking Nitro. Whenever I flip it by the channel, blew my mind.
Yeah, we had passed over into the internet age. This is 01. I know I was in college, and you'd just search for stuff in between classes, and I can't remember. Somebody might have called me or texted me and said, "Hey, they sold WCW," and I hadn't been watching wrestling.
Okay, Brock fucked him up with that hit there. Sorry, I just got to that.
Of course,
Jesus.
my other TO, right to my right, baby. TO2.
Two TOs are better than one.
Oh,
Everybody
I
knows
agree
that.
with that.
Hey, not to get off on a tangent, didn't we give Eric a nickname a couple weeks ago? What happened to that?
Nibs?
Nibs. That was it.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
You said something about you eat nibs, or you were called nibs in high school. I can't remember.
What?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Yes, it happened.
Nibs.
I have no idea what you're talking
It
about.
just didn't stick. It's all right. We'll
That
get
must
it.
not have been a good one.
We'll get back to it. But anyway, that day, it may have been the day before, the week before, but I was like, oh, I guess I got to watch this because, the press release was put out that they were going to do all that. But I say let's go back a little further. In the NWA was sold in 88, 89 into Ted Turner's, it ended up in Ted Turner's hands because it was on TBS. Now, if you remember back, this is the Jim Herd time. To me, this company technically went out of business really twice. And they did
Agreed.
because Crockett had it. They weren't going to get the advertising money on time, so he had to sell it because they were $6 million in the hole, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yikes.
Yep.
And they bought it. This leads to a conflict with Flair. They couldn't have sold the company without Ric Flair, who didn't get the contract he wanted. Leads to a lot of animosity throughout the company through 89, 90, into 91. They lose a ton of talent. The Road Warriors, Ric Flair, Wyndham, Blanchard and Anderson, the Midnight Express. I mean, all the
Dusty.
faces. Yeah, well, Dusty kind of got fired.
Well, they still lost him.
No, true. He was also getting up there in age.
I agree. I think lost. I'm saying not only left WCW but went to WWF.
Ended up in WWF. Yeah, but this all, it leads to the Bill Watts era, and it leads to...
Really the golden age of wrestling.
Go ahead. Were you going to say anything, or are you just going to sit there and like...
No, I was just
funk
waiting
or-
for you to.
He's color man, man.
I'm
yeah,
waiting.
I'm just throwing it in.
What,
Wasn't that when he had all the awful gimmicks? And
the
he was
golden age of wrestling, 1993,
I
or
was
what are you
being
talking
sarcastic.
about?
It was one of the worst times.
Hey, if it wasn't for Bill Watts, who never got his kid,
Spartacus.
and his awesome finishing move,
STF.
STF, man, it was the best move ever. Just saying.
Actually, I think Masachono came up with that first.
Did he really?
Nonetheless.
What was the other gimmick?
First time I ever saw was Eric Watts.
Watt was one, or what were the gimmicks he tried pushing?
Who? Bill Watts?
No,
Jim Herd.
Jim Hurt, like in the Herd thing. What
The
was?
Ding Dongs.
Yeah, I mean he had some just
He wanted the Hunchback.
Spartacus, right?
Oh,
Was
he
that
had
what he
some
wanted
real
Flair
good
to be
ideas,
like
huh?
Spartacus?
Want to
Yeah.
make Flair Spartacus? Yeah, he was in, it's in our archives. We talked about McMahon's invading the territories. We covered the Jim Herd era, so go back and listen if you feel like taking that on. This is really where we left off, was the downfall of WCW. But Turner's money, and we're not going to go back and do Black Saturday again. That's all in the archives, so go check it out. But names that always come up are Kip Allen Fry. He was the guy who took it over in 92 before Watts did, and that's when he kind of brought WCW back from the dead. They had gone through all the Sting and Luger title runs. Ron Simmons became their first black champion under Bill Watts. I think you might be a fan of the Bill Watts era too. A little bit.
Early 90s WCW?
That 92.
Oh, yeah.
It's about an 8-month period.
Yeah, the program that Sting and Vader had, I loved that.
Same with the Dangerous Alliance.
Oh, that was great shit.
Flying Brian
yeah.
Pillman turns heel.
Hollywood Blondes.
Right. He tries to change Steiner. Steiner just tells him he's going to fucking kill him, so Steiner leaves. Obviously, both Steiners, Rick and Scott. But it leads to Ole Anderson taking over.
The book, right? He was booking or not? Ole?
Right. He was booking.
He was also doing voices, from what I understand, too.
Oh, he
during
was.
the time.
He was. But this is where Bischoff comes in 93. And I don't know if anybody's been listening to Bischoff's podcast. This guy just takes no responsibility for anything.
None.
No, he loves himself.
Could we get a
though.
little quick background on Bischoff and his rise in WCW? He started out as an announcer, right? Moved into a booking role.
AWA?
Yeah, he was an AWA.
Was he an AWA guy?
Yeah.
He was basically like a C Squad announcer for
Sure.
AWA. Went and, auditioned for WWF. Didn't get it. Went down to WCW. They had pulled some strings, so he got in there. So he was a C Squad announcer, doing anything that Bischoff, doing anything that Shivani and Ross didn't do.
Right.
Doing worldwide stuff for their magazine, things like that. I actually liked him. I was like, oh, not bad. He'd host or... You remember when they would have like 3 people talking at the beginning of a show, and then they'd go to the announcers?
Yep.
So it would be like him, Magnum TA, and Missy Hyatt. They'd be the ones talking, hey, let's send you to Jesse Ventura and, you know,
Jim Ross.
Jim Ross
Right.
or Shivani and Ross, whoever. But he takes over, and this is where you talk about, like, hey, Bischoff wanted to make it. There's 2-3 years of absolutely dreadful shit that he did. I mean, bad stuff. Hogan comes in 94.
You know why, though? In 94, he's just doing anything that Hogan... I mean, like, it's... Hogan has control.
No argument. But they're still business partners today. I mean, they still do shit together. It's not like
I
wasn't going,
agree.
oh, absolutely.
No, he was a mark, though. He wanted to be around Hogan. Hogan came on board. And I think that, you know, I don't know. You would have liked to have thought the guy was a lot smarter than what he was. And I don't think he was. The more you look back at things, like you said, it's not like he was this great visionary. And right away when he took control,
I say he got lucky.
skyrocketed.
He got lucky.
I mean, it was a perfect storm.
Yes.
The perfect storm happened with the NWO angle, with the guys leaving WWF.
With Nitro.
Nothing outside of that. Him getting Nitro, I guess, was a big deal. Like him getting that. But it was also a time when Turner shipped a ton of money into it. If Turner doesn't do that, he doesn't change the game. So, yeah, he did some to create it and have it happen, but I don't think I mean, what's he done since then?
TNA.
You know, that's my point. And what did he do when he went to TNA? Hogan.
Oh.
I mean, he just turns to the same. You know, they tried doing
Scott
their
Hall, Kevin Nash.
midget wrestling thing or whatever the fuck they had. He was a producer of that show.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? So as far as a lot of the early 90s gimmicks, ideas, whatever you want to call them. So what was that? What was that spin the wheel, make the deal thing? Did Bischoff come up with that?
That's October 92.
Yeah, that was
Coal miner's glove match.
That's
Sting
still
and,
Bill Watts. A
Jake
coal miner's
Roberts.
glove match, that's Bill Watts.
I
written all
thought
over
Bischoff came up with that spin the wheel gimmick.
Well, I mean, he might have come up with a gimmick.
Well, okay, what I was going to say is there are some ideas in there that I don't think the ideas themselves were bad, but just whoever did like creative, whatever you want to call it at the time, I just think it was executed poorly.
I'll give you that. I don't know how much of a hand Bischoff. See, and if you listen to his podcast now, he'll say, "Oh, well, I wasn't in creative.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with that." And then he'll take credit for something in the middle of what he's talking about. He's like, "Oh yeah, I came up with that."
Or like the White Castle of Fear match, like
Sting and Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big Sting Vader feud, Mark.
I like the matches, but just like
King of Cable tournament. How many fucking times they wrestled every match you could think of.
Agreed.
Jesus. Strap matches and fucking everything. The only thing they never put him in was a cage.
spit swapping ladders.
Shoots and ladders
That's what
match.
Greased up flagpoles. Next week, Sting and Vader are going to play tetherball.
That'd be cool.
Well, anyway. So Bischoff gets Nitro. You know, they get Hogan, leads to Nitro, the NWO. All of this is it has them just beating the hell out of WWF. 83 straight weeks. That's even the name of this podcast now. But they are owning WWF for all this time. We've talked about ratings. We've talked about how big 98 was. But what happens is after a run in August, I think they have one more ratings win in October 26th of 98. They have a ratings win. Nitro draws a 5.1 to Raw's 4.48. And then February 8th, unopposed, Nitro draws a 4.7 in 1999. And then after that, it is a dramatic fall for where WCW went and where WWF went, because it is, I mean, WWF unopposed in 99 on May 10th drew an 8.1.
That's insane.
Compared to WCW's 5.7 unopposed 3 months earlier. So really the fall off starts in 99. If you can remember what's going on in 99, Diamond Dallas Page is getting his huge push. Bischoff's still in power till about September when, well, let's not get there yet. So they had run all this NWO. They had run NWO into the ground. You're now in 99. You've still got a ton of talent. How many guys did we say they had contracted by the end of 2001?
250.
250. So they've still got all this talent. They've still got Jericho. And where I say the death starts is when they lose Jericho.
Yeah.
And Jericho premieres in August of 99 on Raw. And they had started Thunder, which was just in the beginning was a good idea. But by 99, Thunder is drawing a 2.0 rating, a 1.93, a 2.13, 2.40. It is dead. Mm-hmm. It is not any good. And they're seeing this in, like we've talked about, how much attendance fell off, and 99 is really the start of all that. So, what could they have done different? Who could they have pushed differently? Where did it all go wrong?
I wonder what they could have. I mean, like what you're saying, I don't know if it would have mattered. The money they were spending, it was just out of control.
They had a ton of injuries, too.
I don't know what they could have done to make the business model sustainable with the contracts they were giving out, and with Turner wanting to get rid of wrestling and not wanting to, there's a lot of people think that.
Okay, now Turner did not want to get rid of wrestling.
No, they just didn't want to put the money in AOL or whatever.
The AOL Time Warner merger.
Time Warner, yes. When that merger happened, a lot of people felt it was done no matter what. That it self-sabotage, that they were going to do whatever they could to get out of there. And they started cutting. They came in and they had all these, they talk about how they'd have storylines and they wanted to push the envelope and do stuff like WWF was doing. And I don't know what time frame this was, but everything would get shot down by standards and practices. No, I can't do that. No, she can't wear that. No, that's the story they tell now.
Oh yeah,
that is what they say. And I do believe it somewhat because you have fucking douchebag running or doing creative then, and that's all he was known for doing. Russo. So Russo would have tried doing that stuff with Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson and some of those girls that were in the company at that time. And then,
well, they're trying to replicate the Attitude Era.
Trying to replicate what he did. I mean, that's all he knew. He was a one-trick pony.
Yeah, but go back and watch some of the stuff they did. If they said no to it, then why are you running David Flair and Stacy Keibler and Vampiro? And I guess Vampiro was big down in AAA. I don't know if I was not a fan of him.
Yeah, me either, man. He was pretty horrible.
And Berlin and The Wall. And who was the guy with Daphne? Remember him?
Billy Kidman, wasn't it?
No,
From the
Crowbar.
They were the Misfits.
Crowbar.
That's right.
They were just bringing up guys, and none of them had main
They had
event.
Tank Abbott at this point.
Yeah.
A guy that was not good at mixed martial arts.
They were gonna put the belt on him at one point.
Silly. I mean, they just didn't. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it was so bad.
Yeah.
And by this point, wasn't Bischoff like completely out of
Bischoff's
power?
gone by September of 99.
Yeah.
And, well, my point is in 99, where could they have gone? Because they eventually get to where they start pushing Benoit.
Right.
And guys like that, they're pushing, they're giving Guerrero's getting going.
They're giving pushes to guys, but we talked about it last week that it was too late. DDP, too late. Benoit, too late. Guerrero, too late.
Anytime they do it, Kevin Nash would come back. Someone would come back, and it would just squash all the momentum of the other guys. I feel like there was just so many guys that were hitting runs in that, coming in, coming back out, coming back in. Oh, this person reappears. Oh, he's here. And then there was never any huge pushes of anyone to get a momentum.
No.
It was just kind of they would just do, they'd shove a rocket up someone's ass and just do, push, and then just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
no build.
And I think the way they built guys, you're still talking about Bischoff. He cannot be forgiven for, Kiss having a live performance on there.
Master P.
The Master P and the, what were they called?
No Limit Soldiers.
No Limit
and
Soldiers.
I think they paid him 7 figures to be a part of it. Because he was doing something with them at the time. It wasn't just a concert. He had his own group for a little bit.
Well, the same goes with Kiss. They wanted to do a dual pay-per-view for the Millennium. Mm-hmm. So you'd have a New Year's show going with Kiss doing a song and then having a match. I mean, Kiss was, what, 25 years into the bit. I mean, they weren't some big thing.
They're not spring chickens.
Right. And then you've got the West Texas Rednecks. I mean, this stuff did happen under his watch. It's not like it was smooth sailing by any means. But he had a chance that I thought he could have done. I can't believe they didn't save Jericho. I can't believe they didn't hold on to him.
Didn't like him.
Yeah, I don't know what you couldn't like. I know the big problem is always the Goldberg thing.
Goldberg would refuse to work with him even.
What title did they put on him, Alex?
Cruiserweight, wasn't it?
Well, they put the TV belt on
Not
him,
on
too.
Jericho, not Cruiser.
TV belt on Jericho.
He wrestled Cruiserweight, though. That was what Jericho was in.
Really?
He had the Cruiserweight belt for a little while, and then they put the TV belt on him.
He had gotten out of all the cruiserweight stuff, and he was into a feud with like Saturn, a couple other things he was doing, but he was trying to get going with Goldberg, and I think that was a good idea. Now they say, why didn't you put Rey Mysterio into a match with Hulk Hogan? They did stuff with Mysterio and like Kevin Nash, and just no.
None of it was believable the way they position these guys.
No.
When you have them wrestling other cruiserweights, it's just a death sentence when you're labeled as that, as far as working up on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rey Mysterio, you didn't take him serious then because you saw Kevin Nash spike him through a trailer.
He did throw him like a dart.
Yeah, and Nash is close to 7 feet tall, 6'10" or whatever, and Mysterio's 5'4".
No.
What are you gonna do?
5'4"?
What are you gonna do? Put the
5'6",
heavyweight
5'7".
belt on him though? I mean, you can't do that, right?
WWE did
They
it.
did it, but he was bigger. He was
Yeah.
on the gas.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it was a different Mysterio.
For sure.
It was a different Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my god.
It was a different Benoit.
Oh boy.
Jericho was bigger. I mean, like, these guys were fucking gassed up when they were in WWE.
Juice to the gills.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing that's different with Jericho is Jericho was clearly charismatic. He the 1,004 holds. I mean,
Everything he did.
brilliant. Yeah, Monday Night Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing. He was one of the first guys I can remember that was doing shit on his own and getting over.
Jerichoholics.
I mean, he started that there, and I feel like he was the first one that really.
He was a conspiracy victim.
Yeah, exactly. But he pushes this stuff on his own, and it's stuff that he's coming up with the promos, or someone's giving it to him, but he's actually getting over with the fans when the company's not doing it. And I don't think they like that.
Well, supposedly, from what Jericho says, and again, it's hearsay at this point, but Jericho is just approaching WCW management so much that, with ideas and, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? They just got to the point where, like, okay, we're tired of you coming in and requesting to do stuff. Just pretty much do whatever, and we'll see what happens. And they never stopped him.
Yeah. I mean, it showed for Vince and those guys to give him the build they did when he came to WWE with the Y2, or it wasn't even the Y2J stuff. It was the countdown to what were they calling it though?
Countdown to the millennium. Is
The
what they
countdown,
call
and
it.
they had the big clock, and they started running that months and months out.
And that's also why I say, people say, people only watch WWF or WCW. No, everybody knew Jericho. Everybody knew those guys. And he was huge. And it was a big deal. Very big deal.
I mean, he beats Austin and Rock in the same night. I mean, like, they knew what he was before he was even there.
Because his debut, they put him in an interview segment with The Rock.
Yeah. It was. Jericho's unique. He's a special dude for being relevant as long as he has, recreating himself, different gimmicks, different, like, the stuff with Kevin Owens just 2-3 years ago was some of the better stuff he's done as far as humor and just another break off of his Chris Jericho character.
Well, okay,
different persona.
so consensus is they missed the boat on Jericho. Who else did Bischoff miss the boat on then?
I don't know if it's who they missed the boat on. It's who they chose to go with. I mean, they went with. I mean, like you just said though, like the Kiss stuff. They just put energy and time towards stupid shit.
Bad stuff.
I think it's a combination of missing the boat on some guys, but then jumping on the boat, so to speak, too late. Like Booker T is another one.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's where Russo comes in.
Do you guys think though Booker T could have been a big name in WCW?
No.
That's my thing. I remember that in when it was Scott Steiner and Booker T, and I was just like, I've just watched these guys be like third. Diamond Dallas Page, I never took him.
See, I thought they missed the boat on Scott Steiner when he could have been hot.
I think he could have been, but we were used to seeing him as something else. His persona did change, and he had the different look.
Yeah,
and he
nobody
had the girls.
looked like him though.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just think that we saw these guys as something else, and it took going to WWF and Booker T being away from the whole Harlem Heat thing and something, King Booker or whatever.
I think you can go as far back as the early 90s when WCW was missing the boat on guys. I think they missed the boat on Steiner at that point as a singles wrestler. I think they missed the boat on Pillman because even Flair himself, he wanted to work with Pillman, and, Hurd wasn't having it. He was just like, no, Pillman's too small. It's not believable. And, they had an idea from start to finish to build Pillman to where, the Midnight Express would shatter his throat or whatever. He would come back, beat them both on a 2-on-1 match, and then put him in a program with Flair. And they had talked about putting the belt on Pillman, but again, Hurd was just it's not believable. He's too small. Whatever. So
yeah, we're forgetting Cactus Jack.
They had
Steve
everybody. They had
Austin.
Triple H. They had everybody from the Attitude Era at one point in time.
And that's why I say, Vince Russo does get a shit ton of credit for this dying off. But, I mean, look at how many guys they had missed before they just brought in a bunch of names. Do you guys think that we all grew tired of Hogan, Nash, Sting, Goldberg, all that stuff because WWF was so good, or we had just seen it so many times? Because that's what everybody says. How many times can you see fucking Piper and Hogan go? Or Bret Hart? Bret Hart's 40 by this time.
And they give him a shit ton of money when everybody's tired of seeing him on WWF. I mean, it's just like,
well, is
And
it
he was
is
great.
it one? Is it a combination of both?
I
Is
think
it
it's
because
both.
WWF was so good, even though you go back and watch it now and you're like,
I think
there's
it's
some
I think
schlocky
it's
shit in there too.
I think it's a combination of both, but also, at least for me personally, I just was getting to the point where I was just losing interest in wrestling altogether because of, at least from the sense of WCW, the product, in my opinion, just sucked. And then with WWF, I was just kind of like, it's kind of like I like watching it, but I'm.
And technically WWF's biggest year is 2000.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know what I was done by then.
I was gonna say,
Same here.
Couldn't tell you.
at this point, I'm just like, it's like I'm in high school. Should I really be watching this? And so I'm being honest at this point. That's why I stopped watching. It's just like I'm probably too old for this.
It's a tough
and I'll
conversation to have with yourself.
No, but I mean, don't you think too? WCW always offered something different when we were through the '80s, through the '90s. It was better wrestling. If you wanted to watch, it was different. There was a different to it. And during the Attitude Era, they had the cruiserweights. You could go over there and watch Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko or Benoit and whoever have an unbelievable match. And WWF did not have that style of wrestling. Once you get 98, 99. They're just trying to do the same shit WWF is, and they're doing it way better. Better storylines, better people, better build. They've been building these guys for 2-3 years.
Yeah, but I also think what contributes, aside from the wrestling thing, that you easily forget is remember the movie, the Ready to Rumble movie?
Oh, yeah.
David Arquette.
Okay, now I could sit and watch that if it comes on cable, just because.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That bad?
it was not enjoyable,
Not enjoyable.
not rememberable, not
remember it.
re-quotable, not nothing. You know what I mean?
Why didn't they use a real wrestler in that movie? That's what I didn't understand.
Why didn't they?
Why didn't they use a further champion instead of being that one shit bum? Whoever I don't know what the actor's
Oliver
name was.
Platt.
Yeah.
I will rule you.
Why didn't they?
It's the
Memorable
king,
quote.
man. The king, yeah.
Why didn't they use someone?
Okay, so some people can.
Why
quote
didn't
it.
they? Because
I've seen it. I've only seen it twice.
But I mean,
Hogan's not in it. Sting's barely in it. Goldberg's barely in it.
but I just felt that they missed an opportunity where they could have made a star out of it.
Well, who was their big star in the movie? Diamond Dallas Page. probably not what you want to do for when you're trying to, get a big time face on screen.
But
And you call
to be
it
fair,
fucking Ready to Rumble?
DDP was like best friends with Bischoff, which probably is how that happened.
I agree.
They had some parties, apparently.
Yeah, a little bit of spit swapping, shoots and ladders matches, so to speak.
Sling parties?
Slinging.
Sling.
Slinging.
Well, that's what I heard.
Swing box. Swing bears.
But Russo comes in, and it immediately goes to, I guess, what you were saying. They're trying to recreate what WWF was, and you quickly realize, because they did the whole thing with the powers that be, but then he started coming down to the Road Warrior music, and he'd always have like a jersey on, a time when jerseys were popular. And
Giants jersey, San Francisco Giants, wasn't it?
yeah, well, that's one of them, yeah.
I just remember that for some reason.
But by the time he gets there in 99, September, Nitro ratings, 3.3, 3.3, 3.1. They do a 2 in October for the first time since 96. They do it, or I'm sorry, since 97, but that was a
I wonder when the last time
playoff show.
WWE's done a 3.
Oh, fuck. Couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
I
Maybe
don't either.
after WrestleMania? I don't know.
I have no idea.
2.9s, 3s. He hangs around in the 3s in November, into the 2s all the way to 2000. And 2000 is when it almost becomes unbearable. What'd you guys think of the logo change? Are you guys going to remember this stuff or not?
I remember, and it was horrible.
And I want to say in USA Today it said, looks like something a bird shit out or something. It
Never heard that one.
accidentally put on there. Look, USA Today, WCW. I'll look it up. But they changed their entrance to make it look more like WCW or something big with like a swinging opening. It was hideous. And then with this AOL Time Warner merger, if you remember, the camera angles got bad. The people that were doing the handheld stuff looked awful.
Hold on. Looks like something a bird left on the hood of my car.
And that was an ad in USA Today.
Yeah.
How does that happen? No? Nobody? Anybody?
I don't recall it.
I'm reading an article right now that says they paid him to talk shit on him.
They paid USA Today?
Yeah. If it's true or not. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Are you saying USA Today doesn't have journalistic integrity? That seems like a hell of a.
Yeah, I never
accusation
knew
to me.
USA Today was such a joke.
This guy says no. They didn't pay them
No.
to talk shit.
No, I think it was an accident. And a lot of coincidental accidents start happening in 2000. But it's all just it's all so
Such
bad.
as-
Booking things to where they are in the wrong town. No, I'm sorry, that's before that. Bad camera work, bad going to the back, cameras cutting out in the middle of a scene.
When did they run out of pay-per-view time? And you didn't get to see the end of the match.
That's 98.
Was it 98?
Yeah. You can
pretty
point
bad.
back to that.
A lot of people. I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people point to that to where like they just weren't managing stuff. Well,
Well, they started losing money in 99.
yeah, that was a sign of them just being asleep at the wheel almost and lackadaisical.
Well, 2000 brings you the Maestro and, God, what, Judy Bagwell.
Oh, the Maestro is beautiful.
Yeah.
Judy
Just-
Bagwell even
Disco
better.
Inferno has a prominent role. I mean, like just weird shit.
What did they? The Lance Storm came in and they were the Canadian something. Benoit and those guys leave. They become the Radicals in WWF. Sid, kind of comes back in as like a big face in the company. They changed the
It was
title
Team Canada or something, right?
Yeah, they changed the title 26 times in 2000. The world title.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's every week, right?
pretty much.
Just hot shot.
Jeez, every other week, but gosh, that's insane.
It's all bad. Do you guys remember anything about 2000's WCW or 2000 WCW?
I really don't. I mean, I'm curious who held the title in 2000.
26 people.
Well,
I'm gonna get the title history for you there.
we
too.
can go through that with a list of world heavyweight champions, and they even tried to bring back Bischoff and pair him with Russo. That didn't go well. In 2000, you want to hear them all?
I'd like to, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest and tell you if I know that these guys were champions or not.
It started out vacated that year. Interesting.
Of course. Do you want to tell us, E?
No, go ahead. You got it.
Chris Benoit wins the belt at Sold Out. He defeated Sid Vicious. They knew that Benoit was going to leave, so they left him out, and Sid Vicious put his foot under the rope. So it's vacated the next night, where Sid Vicious wins it by beating, Kevin Nash, I guess? I don't know. Then they vacate it again a day later, and Kevin Nash wins it. Yes, this is the first month. This
Why
is
are
still
they
January.
vacating the belt like that after they have a winner? Why aren't they just
So Benoit
dropping
was
it to
Nash
somebody?
Nash awarded himself the title. And then
Oh,
Sid
really?
Vicious beat him for it that night. So Sid Vicious becomes the champion twice in 1 day. 2 days. It's a fucking nightmare. Then they vacated it in April. Then Jeff Jarrett wins it at Spring Stampede
Jesus,
on April
I didn't know he
16th.
held the championship.
Then DDP beats Jeff Jarrett for it. Then they have that cage match. David Arquette wins it. Then
The
they have the
next
cage
day.
match again, and Jeff Jarrett wins it. Then a week later, Ric Flair, he becomes the champion. Then they vacate it a week later, and Jeff Jarrett wins it that night. And then the next night, Kevin Nash wins it on Thunder in a triangle match between Jeff Jarrett, Scott Steiner, and Kevin Nash. Then 6 days later, Ric Flair wins it.
No.
Kevin Nash gave the title to him. Sorry.
Didn't win it.
Sorry.
Why is Kevin Nash giving titles away?
I guess he was the commissioner.
Shit Booker. Yeah.
Not to mention, so
This is not. I don't think this is all his booking.
You don't think?
No
Around
way.
this time?
No way.
I think the booking on that was just that Flair never lost the belt for, I don't know.
are they giving reasons when this happened as to why they're vacating the title? Are they publicly coming out and talking about why they're just stripping it from people and giving it to other people?
One of the times they vacated it, they rebooted WCW, so
Oh,
it was like they
okay.
vacated all the belts.
All right, well, that makes sense. But if they did it multiple times, did they even come out and say why?
I'm sure there were storyline reasons. It's just stupid. I mean, whatever it was.
Here's an instance. Vince Russo strips Ric Flair of the title on May 22nd. Flair had just won it the week before. So that night, Vince Russo awarded the vacant title to Jeff Jarrett, but Kevin Nash stole the belt. Nash was then forced to face Jarrett in a no-holds-barred match, which Jarrett won.
So in wrestling, possession is 9/10 of the law when it comes to the title.
Yeah, all I got to do is steal your title, and then you have to fight me for it? Is that how it
Or
goes?
if you steal it, you can just give it to someone else, apparently.
That's even better.
So,
Repo Man should have been fucking 10-time champion then. Correct me if I'm wrong.
hole-in-one Darso?
I think Barry Darso was long out of the.
He had the
picture at
tools.
this
Is
point.
all I'm saying. He had the tools. If he just had the strategy.
And this is all the time that Bischoff and Russo start working together, which leads to Bash at the Beach. We've talked about it with the promo in the ring where Hogan wants the belt, but he wouldn't give up his creative control. So Hogan's gone by July of 2000. Booker T gets it. Then Nash wins it on Nitro in August. Then Booker T wins it back September 17th. Vince Russo becomes the world champion on September 25th. Vacated on October 2nd when Booker T wins it back. And then Scott Steiner beats Booker T in November.
Wow.
Which was a straightjacket steel cage match, by the way.
Who can forget?
Straightjacket, steel cage match.
Straightjacket,
Each
steel
wrestler
cage
gets a
match.
golf club and a knife. And what straitjacket? What the fuck are they doing?
I'm just reading this right here.
No, I know, but that's crazy.
Yeah. What was the stipulations on that? How'd that work? Did they both start in it? Did you have to get the other guy in it? How'd that work?
Say that again?
How did that work? The straitjacket part of it. Did they both start in a straitjacket? Did they had to get their opponent in a straitjacket?
Dude, your guess is as good as mine.
It's just silly.
I've never seen it.
Just silly.
Okay, so this leads to the AOL Time Warner merger, which is where it all falls apart. So the two companies merged. AOL had 55% share of the new company. They were like, oh, this is good. Everybody thinks it's good. Turns out to be horrible because Ted Turner doesn't even have the top share of his own company anymore. So
no
he's out.
controlling
He's
interest.
basically out. But here's something that not everybody knows. WCW, the Monday Nitro show, still had the best ratings on the entire network.
Mm-hmm.
Better than anything. What does anybody remember anything that was on TNT?
No.
Charmed?
We got to look at this.
Charmed. I
No,
think
that was the
WB.
CW. The WB. You're
Yeah.
right.
I don't remember
TNT.
anything they did that was original content.
It's just I'm thinking Law and Order or NYPD Blue or
Definitely
some shit
neither
like
one
that.
of those. Because Law and Order was on NBC and
Network.
NYPD
Yeah,
Blue
they
was
were just
on
running
ABC.
reruns.
Yeah, I have no idea, man.
So they were-
but they were running something like that.
I mean, I remember Walker, Texas Ranger being on before Raw.
That was USA, yeah. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I
Let's
think
see, here we go.
Charmed led into this.
I think Charmed was on WB also.
They had Monster Vision, Bull. Let's see what else around that time. That was only the only original shit they put out. They had a bunch of sports stuff during that time. Charlie's Angels they were playing. Chips.
Ooh.
Dark Justice.
Chips, huh?
They had ER on syndication.
Okay, so this is not hard to see why WCW was
Let's
the
see.
top.
There's some show called Bull, Witchblade.
Yeah, bull.
Witchblade.
You have to go down on the unscripted shit to see the rest of it. But
Well, here's another theory.
The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
oh, that was the shit. You guys like Briscoe County?
I don't know
No.
who Briscoe County Jr. is.
Wow.
Did he wrestle?
No, it was a Western show.
It does sound like a
They were always chasing these weird orbs.
It always came on after Nitro in the
Yeah.
heat of the night.
Oh.
Hey.
There it
Heat of
is.
the night.
In 2000, WWF announced on its corporate page they had hired Stu Snyder as president and CEO of the company, COO of the company. And Snyder was a former Time Warner executive that worked alongside Brad Siegel. If you don't know who Brad Siegel is, look it up. We're not going to go through it here. And like I said, they were still getting the highest ratings on TBS and TNT. So Bischoff was going to buy the company. Does everybody know the story of what happens?
No.
Yep.
Well, let's hear it from you, Corey. Let's hear you tell it.
Great. Okay, so he's got an investment company that is going to buy WCW.
Fusient Media Ventures.
Thank you. So Fusient goes, they make the deal's in place a week ahead of the sale, and they come back and say, okay, you can have the company, but you can't have the TV time. So if you don't have the TV time, then what have you got?
What good is this?
So it's nothing. So Vince McMahon swoops in and buys the library for $5 million fucking dollars. $5 million. How much do you think they made off that library? They're still making money off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's half
And
the network.
always will.
Yeah. Well, not half, but.
But that's where it went to its ultimate death.
Bunch of videotapes.
Well, the plan was to move it to Vegas. They would have had WWF had New York, WCW would have had Vegas. They would have had what's the arena? Not Thomas and Mack. They wouldn't have shot everything at Thomas and Mack because you couldn't have drawn a crowd there.
It was a big crowd there, though. I mean, it's a big stadium.
What is that? 16,000?
16, 18, I'm assuming.
You couldn't have
around
done TV every week out of there.
there. No,
Well, I guess you could.
It probably would have been at some, like a smaller
Convention center.
Well, they have a lot of those places have auditoriums and stuff. Like the Palms had a place. All those places have a small concert or stage area to where they could have done something.
Plus, they're an hour flight outside of Vegas,
Yeah.
or outside of Hollywood, L.A.
Yeah.
Where you could have drawn crowds out that way.
Yep.
I don't know how long that would have lasted, but that killed wrestling. I mean, it killed the two-show. I don't know what you would call it.
Dynamic.
Yeah, that we were used to growing up in the late 90s. So again, I don't know how they could have saved it. Has anybody got any theories? Anybody?
No, I'm glad it was time to go.
How could they have saved it? Man, there's not. They've been fucking it for too many years. At that
You don't
point.
think you don't think McMahon should have had a WCW show and a WWF show?
That's the problem, though. No station would take WCW. They were a money-losing venture. From what I've understand, no station would touch it. That's why Bischoff couldn't find any more TV channels to give him TV time, and that's why it fell out for Fusient. They could not find any station willing to take that losing product.
Yeah, I've always wondered if McMahon would have done a WCW show called One Nitro on Tuesday night and left Raw on Monday, split your roster, and done something you could have kept the name alive because he owned the name.
Yeah, he probably should have.
Do you think McMahon ever had an intention of keeping both?
Yes.
Running two separate brands?
According to Bruce Pritchard, he did. That was the plan all along. And they were going to try and reboot it somewhere in July, August, something like that, because they ran some matches with WCW commentators.
Arn Anderson.
Yeah. But wasn't it Booker T and Bagwell? Bagwell came in, got fired that night.
Yep.
What'd they fire Bagwell for? He was doing the strat.
I think his mom
Like, you're
called
too
him
good.
in sick. Is the rumor?
Called Jim Ross, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the rumor?
Yeah.
His mom, huh?
No, that's the straight skinny from Jim Ross.
Wow. Okay.
I always thought if they would have stripped it back down to what they had in 2001, brought back the old set brought back everybody that they had that led the whole thing, moved Bischoff to commentary, get everything back in place to where they had it when it started, like their own reboot instead of the reboot they pulled with Russo, where they had, God, I think they had brought in a bunch of ECW talent in the mid-2000s. Because I want to say Mike Awesome was there, Shane Douglas was there, Sandman, Mikey Whipwreck.
Mm-hmm.
They had brought in a bunch of those guys.
Let me ask you this, Corey. Even if it did get the reboot and Vince did it great, does it ever recover, though? Does it ever rise back to, like, where it was? You know what I mean? I just don't know if it would after the time off and everything. You think it would come back, like, to its glory?
I think if he hadn't started the XFL, that he could have managed those two instead
Put the
of
time
getting
into it,
out.
right?
I don't disagree with that.
Instead of getting out of wrestling because he just went too far to the, whatever, right, left. He worked himself into a corner where they were making, I mean, they were printing money.
Right.
And still really were printing money up till 02, 03. And then was a dramatic drop-off in ratings. I mean, WWF, they don't talk about it now like they do, but, I mean, it was the end of the Attitude Era. It was 01, WrestleMania 17. And I don't know, the XFL is a bigger thing than I think people look into it. And the XFL was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I don't have any problem thinking that the WCW would have been profitable, but do you think they would have, I mean, been a competitor again with
You're not competing.
No,
It
like saying SmackDown a competitor.
It is a
From a-
kayfabe competition.
obviously, but from a, like a investor standpoint, you're not competing because you're working for the same company, you know what I mean? But, like, from a fan point of view,
Well, it's like
do you
SmackDown
think
versus
that
Raw.
competition would have still been there, you know what I
They
mean?
never could have kept it separated. No matter how hard they tried, they don't have the willpower to stick to.
Yeah, but you
Stuff
could
like
have
that.
run pay-per-views where they came together. I know they did it with SmackDown Raw,
Intercompany,
and that's fine,
right.
yeah, but it is not anywhere near the same as you say, oh, here's WCW
Exactly.
on Tuesday night, here's WWF at the time, E becoming E at another time, bringing them together as a separate entity. I think Bischoff,
But think about how much money they would have had to pay for that. 250. I mean, those guys, like Kevin Nash is a prime example. He had a buyout of 1.4 million, 1.3 million, 1.6. He couldn't do anything. So instead of taking a buyout of the 1.6 million owed on his contract, he would have had to have accepted a buyout from Time Warner, then negotiated a deal with WWF. It's like,
also a gigantic factor, yes.
yeah, why would anyone do that?
Then they could have tried the reboot in 02.
So the thing is, here's why they would have did it. I was thinking about that exactly this morning. Why would any of them do it? If they could have saw a chance right then and there to be the only guy who took the deal and be the big name that came out of WCW, took a little bit of a pay dump, but really elevated their star. That was their chance.
I think that was Booker T's objective.
And it worked.
For him,
quite well.
For him, it did work. I still see him in the Christian Edge light.
Same here.
Mid-card? High mid-card?
Not mid-card. Well,
Wasn't he 7-time?
At this
something
point.
like that. But it's kind of like the same view that people have of Barry Windham. They don't see him as a big star ever. I do, but I was a kid, so it's different.
Right.
I just never saw those guys jumping to that next level. Some people have that problem with Bret Hart. People never really thought Bret Hart was as great
Makes
as
sense.
everybody
Coming
says.
out of a tag team, and then, yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, why don't people have that same argument with Shawn Michaels, for instance, then?
Well, he ended up being maybe the best worker in the history of wrestling.
Fair
so
enough,
that helps.
but Bret Hart's not a good worker?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Not great on the mic.
fair enough.
Yeah, he never really did give good, exciting interviews.
Most of his
Bret Hart,
interviews
you
are
know what I
something
mean?
like, I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to tell all these fans why I'm whining.
And on the excellence of execution.
Well, I don't
Little
think he
bit.
said that too much. But
Little bit.
A little bit
Bret
of best
Hart
there is,
fans.
best there was.
A lot of Bret Hart backers.
I liked Bret Hart.
guys.
I
So,
don't like or dislike him, but
is the consensus it was terrible for the business?
yes.
Wrestling hasn't been the same.
That
since
said, if-
then.
if-
no competition. It's just created a.
It doesn't really-
what we have now.
It doesn't really matter that Time Warner bought him or that, whatever Bischoff's group was. They were done. Had they not found a buyer at that point in time, Time Warner was closing WCW down.
True.
That is the writing on the walls. They weren't booking any new events. For I think the last time they booked an event, it was like 6 weeks out was the only pay-per-view they had booked. One event was a pay-per-view, and that was it. They were done.
I'm really surprised our Fox Sports affiliates, like we have Fox Sports Midwest, we come out of St. Louis. I'm surprised they didn't gamble and go after a wrestling package to throw on their
Like syndicate it
yeah.
to every offshoot of Fox Sports Ohio, Fox Sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you would have shown that. That would have been your main dig because aside from that, you know.
Well, a couple years ago, or after that, they did, though, with they bought into UFC right after that.
Well, they bought into TNA,
That's a good point, too. Yeah.
which was not good at all.
Corey, if they handed over you free control at this time and said, you know, here's what's going on with WCW. You know, their Time Warner wants to take us off there. We don't have slot no more. We need you to bring it back to us. What would you have done? What could you have done, or even you for that matter, Alex? What would you have done to make WCW, succeed? Would you have went to the McMahon route, sold it, and then tried to do another separate company within the same company? Or would you try to do it on your own on a different channel? Like, what do you think? You know, money, no object. What do you think the best route for success would have been for them at this point in time to try to come back up?
You go try and steal Steve Austin
Do you?
or The Rock.
Yep. Okay, well.
You need their biggest
I mean, if
name.
money's no object. I mean,
Money's,
if we're-
100%. That's what I'm saying. Someone's coming at you back and you're saying, here, man, get me back, get WCW back going.
See, the thing about that, too, is
I'm
more
going to
than
need
just
The Rock.
money.
I'm going to need WC, and I'm going to need.
You got to give The Rock or Steve Austin, if you're trying to bring him over at that point, you got to give him a piece of the company, in my opinion. You're not just bringing him over for money. I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
It would have to be more money than anybody's ever gotten in the history of wrestling to join that product.
Then you give them a piece of the company.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Just do it then, because they had no other choices.
Bischoff had a chance then. He never had a chance with TNA. He had a chance to bring it back, and it just didn't happen, which is fine. I mean, wrestling just kind of died there.
Right.
You know, so we didn't talk about how Raw went to, or Nitro went to 3 hours, which is dreadful.
That was an issue too. You can't do that.
Same problem they have now.
Yep. It's too much.
It's just garbage.
3 hours.
Although
is a
they had
long
more
fucking
talent
time.
at that time. They had
Way
so many.
more.
They had so many people to fill up, but you just can't watch 3 hours of anything.
You know, also they don't give Nitro the credit, but they got a ton of people on TV. The opposite of what WWE does now. WWE, you get maybe 20 people on TV
They
each
just
week.
force feed
Really?
people to you.
Yes.
Yep.
And Nitro, you got to see everybody.
True that.
Yep.
But, well, I guess that kills our combo. I don't know what else. Do you guys want to talk about anything else in terms of Death of WCW? And there's a ton of things, but they're boring.
I think they could have, and this is kind of something that Everett talked about before we came on, was the invasion angle, which at this point, I get it, it's not the same WCW, but I think if they would have taken a different direction with that, I think maybe you could have built enough momentum for WCW to, at that point, make a brand split to where you have a separate WCW entity, still owned by McMahon, still run by the company at that point. But if you were to take that and build on it, maybe you could have a different WCW product, different entity. Instead of having Raw and SmackDown split, just have WWF or WWE at that point, I guess, and then WCW on a different night.
Yeah, think about that though, because as how popular and wildly successful that the NWO angle was of it. Imagine if they'd have tried to do something like that, like an invasion, where
They did do that.
whether the WCW wrestlers were coming down to the WWF ring and
Listen
shit.
to E.
They did do that. I didn't. Well, I would have loved to seen that because I think
No,
that's a
you
great
wouldn't.
No,
idea.
you wouldn't have.
Was it they did poorly
Because
executed? Was
the
it not done
WCW
good?
wrestlers they used were the likes of like fucking Mike Awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Sean
they didn't. They didn't.
Stasiak.
Yeah.
These are all like lower mid card
That's
guys.
fucking terrible. Then so it wasn't done very well. Man, I think that sounds interesting though. Like that could be really good to watch if it was done right.
WWF used their own guys like Austin, Kurt Angle to put with the WCW.
Right.
Alliance.
That's when it became interesting. The alliance is when it became interesting. When Shane
What?
McMahon had WCW and they were doing their thing, Stephanie McMahon buys ECW and it joins the alliance. That was kind of cool. But it was not WCW. It was not ECW, so to speak. It was people that were originally part of, back on those brands way back in the day, being used to create like a retro type of thing. And
It just
recreate
didn't
NWO.
feel. It just didn't feel like genuine then, huh?
Well, I mean, it could have if they would have had decent stars.
Geez, you say that now. I forgot. ECW had gotten a deal with TNN, the Nashville network.
Yeah.
Way
Right.
back when.
And
right before
then-
they became Spike.
And this is in 01, and then they kind of fucked them, reneged on the deal because WWF came to them and said, hey, let's do this. They gave WWF a bunch more money and moved to Monday nights, and that's another reason I stopped watching because I didn't want to go watch the Nashville network. I mean, seriously, it's harder to find. It was way harder to find than USA.
It's Channel 49 at the time.
I think. Yeah, well,
Just saying, wasn't hard.
Wasn't hard.
Well, you didn't have a TV guide that you could access on your remote at the time.
That's true.
You had to flip through to find it.
Ugh, dreadful.
Oh my God, all the work to find a channel. Oh my God, watch my fucking favorite program, can't find it.
Back then. You guys want to play trivia?
oh yeah.
You got time?
That's all
Let's do
anybody's
it.
working on. That's all anybody cares about.
Do we
anymore. It's
do
just
we
fucking-
have time?
It's just the trivia part. Everybody's like, "Fuck this, talking shit."
No,
Get Corey to tell a story, and then we can shut him the fuck up.
Ugh, that's what
I
was
disagree.
waiting for.
I thought this was good.
There's just there's so much more to it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
boring though, a bit.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about Vince Russo fucking wearing a hockey gear into a cage
Can't
match.
stand him.
You know what I
Awful.
mean? It was fucking awful wrestling.
Awful.
And now you can go back and it's better than the shit on TV now.
for the most part.
True.
Jesus. Anyway, let's play
Very
trivia.
true.
All right. So, in connection with today's show, we are going to do WCW pay-per-views.
All right.
All right.
Going to do
Not
80s.
really, I'm not super happy about that.
80s. Oh, I'm sorry. Deal with it. You won last week.
I'll take it.
80s, 90s, and 2000s WCW pay-per-views, 1 through 500. Today's
I've got the board.
Holy shit.
today's
Oh no, you can't. Oh, look at that. If you tilt it, it's kind of like a deal. Yeah, you can see. It looks like
it's like watching
somebody gonna-
it's like watching a pay-per-view you didn't pay for.
yeah, or it looks like
No
Hogan,
shit.
Nash, and Hall are gonna walk through the board and tell you
Kinda.
that this was brought to you by the New World Order. Okay, who's up first?
All right, so
World
this is the
order.
order. T.O. goes first. Corey goes second. Eric goes third. Everett goes last.
Yay.
These are all. I promise these are all randomly selected orders.
T.O., you
So-
were randomly selected.
I'd like to
what?
know what your random process is. Is it just like you stick a pin in it and that's who it is? Or?
there's
Counterclockwise.
there's a website I go to, which so basically like I go 1 through 4, and I go each time in alphabetical order. So like I put 1. Gotta remember myself how I do this. So 1 Corey, 2 Eric, 3 Everett, 4 Tim, and then there's a website like it's just like a randomizer thing. So I just click it in whatever order it puts it in. That's
Oh,
how I do it.
nice.
Play along at home.
So anyway, T.O. is first. Pick a wager in a not a wager.
Somebody wake up
An
T.O.
amount. in a
2000 WCW,
For
How
how
much?
much?
Hey, you named a category.
500.
500.
I was on the network looking at their pay-per-views.
Sounds right. You probably pulled up each one. It's fine.
No, I was because they started doing the. Go ahead. I might. I don't like
2000's
the
pay
answer.
per view.
Greed.
For 500.
That's what I was gonna say. They started doing that stupid shit.
Sin. WCW Sin.
Sin.
Mayhem.
This Sunday.
Sunday.
All right. In 2000 and 2001, so the 2000s,
2 year or the year
so,
and a half, yeah.
so the 2000s total, how many total pay-per-view events that were viewable in the United States, so U.S. audiences, did WCW air in that time frame? So 2000s,
15. They went out of business.
2000 and 2001.
It would have been 3. If there was 12 a month, it would have been 12 and then 3.
So
15.
Is that your final answer?
If they were doing 1 per month, 12 in 2000 and then 3 in 2001.
That's
15.
solid deducing right there.
That makes sense.
That is correct.
Yeah. Oh, you got it right. Nice.
They were
Very
the-
good.
they started pumping.
And that's not right because they didn't run one in March. They ran an extra one somewhere in there. But you still got it right.
Ah, he got you.
When did they run in March? 2001. They run 2 in 1 month.
Hang on. Let's take a look. 2001. Yeah, they ran a pay-per-view in March 2001.
What was it?
Greed. March 18th, 2001.
Good
They
job,
started doing
T.O.
all those stupid. I mean, that was the horrible ones. Though.
I know.
They were so bad.
They ran a pay-per-view in Germany only in November of 2000 called Millennium Final.
Huh.
I don't think that's on the network.
Who can forget?
I could.
I have
Yeah,
no
I say-
idea.
Yeah.
Corey, you're up.
Let's do 80s WCW pay-per-views for 300.
For 300.
80s, eh?
80s for 300. In 1988, a pay-per-view was ran called Bunkhouse Stampede. There was a match for this belt, the NWA Western States Championship. It was held by Barry Windham, but he lost it in a match. Who did he lose it to?
Easy.
Doink the Clown. Big Doink.
He lost the Western States belt. Zabisco?
That is correct.
Bam.
Good job.
300 for
Nice.
Corey.
Attaboy.
You guys would have gotten that easy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Eric.
Magnum TA.
Google failed me on that one.
Of course it did.
Let me get 2000s WCW for 400.
2000s.
The board broke.
There goes our board. 2000s WCW for what?
400.
400.
Let's go.
In the year 2000, who main evented the most pay-per-views with 7?
Wow.
One of 3 people.
Fuck.
know.
Sting?
Who made? Is that your final answer?
I mean, that's all I got. So, yeah.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Big Easy.
One more try.
No cheating.
Well, that's because you're trying to say it into your phone.
No
so.
cheating.
One more time.
In the year 2000, a wrestler main evented the most pay-per-views with 7. Again, in the year 2000, who was it?
Most main events.
Most main events in 2000.
I mean, I'd say Sting, but I know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is
Obviously.
Is that your final answer?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, man.
Is that what you said?
That's what Eric just said.
Sorry, dude. I was reading. I had an email came in.
Someone caught cheating, I bet.
You want to take another shot at it? Please?
No.
Yeah, let's go
Hold-
Kevin Nash then.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Incorrect.
Also incorrect. What a piece of shit.
So it's one of 3 people.
T.O. for the steal.
I'll go with Jarrett, but it could be Booker T or I'll go with Jarrett, but it's one of 3 people.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes.
Jarrett was headlining that many pay-per-views.
It would have been Jarrett or
Again, this is called the Death of WCW show.
Booker
Fair
T
point.
or
Fair
Steiner would have
point.
been the 3 guys I would have went with.
That was my other guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Big Easy, your turn.
What do we got left?
A lot.
Let's go with 80s PPV. What's the highest? 500.
Heidi, 80s.
right.
Hold on.
Google.
You know what my answer?
80s for 500.
You know what my answer is going to be no matter what. It's my go-to with all the 80s.
Ric Flair.
Who won the United States title at Starrcade 85?
U.S. title?
The U.S. title.
This is NWA.
It better be.
Nikita Koloff.
Is that your final answer?
Arn Anderson. Nikita Koloff, final answer.
I got a few. Can I
Nikita
just have like
Koloff
3?
Is incorrect.
Ah.
Incorrect. T.O.
Magnum TA?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. I don't know.
Correct. Man.
It's my go-to with the fucking 80s.
Magnum PTA.
Goddamn right.
Magnum Parent-Teacher Association.
Every time.
Here we go. T.O.'s up.
Magnum
Okay.
Atlanta PTA.
T.O.'s got 1,400 in the bank right now.
Go with...
Bank if T.O. legit has them.
I'll do 90s for 100.
90s for 100.
Yes.
Who did Hulk Hogan wrestle in his first WCW pay-per-view match?
Oh.
You said 90s for 100, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Magnum T.A.
No, Magnum wasn't around the 90s.
Oh, all right. Now that we know
His
that.
first pay-per-view
Oh, all
match. Oh, boy.
We got a countdown on here. By the way,
10
go to
seconds.
His first pay-per-view match, it wasn't
YoRadio.com.
Savage.
That's who he wrestled.
I mean,
John Tenta?
no, come on.
Final answer.
Or Shockmaster or whatever? Or the Shark? The Shark.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect. Corey for the steal.
Are you marking your name down before you even answer?
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Correct.
Oh, fuck. God dang it. We just...
80s WCW for 400.
80s
NWA.
Same thing. Hang tight.
I knew the answer, so I might as well mark my name down. I knew you were going to say Magnum TA on the other one. I had already written your name down.
No, I didn't. Wasn't looking.
Yeah. I was like,
Go
of
with
all
mine.
things, you say the answer before the fucking question. Jesus.
I would have went with it.
Okay, 1988, Great American Bash.
God damn, this 88 run.
Who did Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard wrestle for the NWA Tag Team belts?
Sting and Nikita.
Correct.
Damn.
Yeah. I think he's cheating. Check his phone.
Yeah, what's he
No
doing over
shit.
there?
He's got both hands on the board over here.
Fought to a no contest, and that should have been the Road Warriors, but they put him in a fucking Tower of Doom match. Who's up? Eric?
Eric.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 90s WCW for 400.
Woo!
90s WCW for 400. Okay, so WCW ran a pay-per-view called Super Brawl.
I'm familiar.
How many Super Brawl pay-per-views in total were held in the 1990s?
Whoa.
Jesus Christ. That was the February pay-per-view every year, right? Super Brawl, wasn't it?
So I'm gonna go with T.O.'s line of reasoning here because he said they had one a month. So let's just do one a year.
So
91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. How about 9?
What about 1990?
is 9 your final answer?
I'm gonna have to go with 9.
What about 1990?
I'm gonna go.
Well, that answer is correct, but your logic's still kind of flawed because
Doesn't matter.
You're forgetting 1990.
Doesn't matter.
Which year did they not have one?
Huh?
99 have one or not?
90 didn't have
90 didn't have one.
Oh,
Oh yeah, see, I knew that too.
Oh, man.
one. Perfect.
Christ.
Eric wins again.
Again.
Big easy.
The logic was. I love it.
I'm feeling pretty good about these 80s pay-per-views. We got 400 left. No, 200. Give me 200. Give me
200.
Oh, so what was it?
80s WCW for 200.
200. Okay. We've got at Wrestle War 89,
That's good. You guys will be all over this one.
Wrestle War.
Paulie Dangerously managed a team called the Samoan SWAT Team,
Oh, yeah.
who wrestled the Dynamic Dudes, who I actually just referenced earlier in our show.
I remember those guys. It was Johnny Ace and Dean Douglas, Shane Douglas.
Okay. But my question is,
Oh.
we had Paulie managing the Samoan SWAT Team. Who managed the Dynamic Dudes?
What year was this?
1989.
1989.
Nobody.
Is that-
Do they have a valet? Does that count? I'm just going to go with nobody.
Is that your final
That's
answer?
my final answer.
That is correct. Trick question.
All right.
Big E is on the board.
I finally got one.
T.O. is up. Go.
90s for 200.
Look at him playing it safe now. He's trying to add to his total.
Hold
I
on,
love it.
hold on. 90s for 200?
I don't want you to steal anything either,
Yes.
dickhead.
90s for 200. At the Great American Bash 1991, which two wrestlers, and I need both of them to get the points,
shit.
which two wrestlers were involved in the WCW World Title match? Great American Bash 91.
Sting and Flair.
The funny thing is this question's been asked before. Go ahead.
Sting and Flair?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Wyndham and Luger. How much was that for?
Correct.
200.
200.
Thank
wow,
you, T.O.
getting a little excited. That's why I went low.
Okay, where are we at here?
90s WCW for 300.
90s WCW for 300.
Why wouldn't you go for 5?
Because I know what I'm doing.
Wow. Wow. What a dick.
Hang on here.
This should be a good one.
What's the score?
Get ready, Eric, to steal.
I'm on it.
Disco Inferno.
Disco
Burn, baby, burn.
fever.
Disco.
Here we go.
1999 Slamboree.
Fuck. I was there.
Oh well, I'm not stealing shit then.
Scott Steiner was the WCW United States champion at the time. He retained in a match against who?
Were you there?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Fuck, I don't even remember any of the matches. It was horrible.
We watched that over at the house at the Dome, remember?
Yep.
Like a couple years ago, I remember putting it on.
Is it just, can I ask this, is it one single wrestler? There was a triangle match that night. I know that.
It is one single wrestler. There's your
Who
hint.
did he wrestle in a United States Championship match in 1999? Man, I'll say
10 seconds.
Come on. Hurry up.
Booker T.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna ask.
of shit.
Did he win or lose?
He retained. It means he won.
Oh, okay. So he retained. Let's say DDP.
Incorrect.
Big Easy.
Stevie Ray. I got no clue.
Incorrect.
Oh. T.O. If you get this one, fuck me.
99 WCW.
T.O. still holding the lead here.
Oh, let me think.
See how much
barely,
longer.
Just barely.
Let's see how much longer.
99 WCW.
Yep, this is taking way too long.
10 seconds.
Jesus.
5 seconds.
It's not Glacier.
Disco Inferno.
Please say that's it.
Incorrect.
Ah.
Eric, I was hoping you were gonna get this one.
Oh,
Buff Bagwell.
Shit. I
dude,
didn't know,
the
man.
day you
I
don't
had
answer
no-
that with every question.
Right, I had no idea.
Eric, go for it.
Go for gold.
Let's go 90s for 500.
Woo!
Oh, buddy.
Gosh dang it.
90s.
That's the daily double. Ding 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 ding.
No, those days are over.
Yeah, I know. Sounded good though.
You already got 400 in this category. Let's see if you can get 5 with this question.
All right. This is also a United States title match question.
Uh-oh.
1997, uncensored.
Uh-oh.
Eddie Guerrero lost the United States title to who?
Oh, my God. Good luck.
Fuck.
T.O., you ready with the steal?
Goes to Eric for the E first.
E, you ready?
Oh.
I'm relatively sure of this one, actually.
I think you are, too. I think you are. I agree.
Check my history.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, my God. Yes. At Uncensored 97.
Who did?
Hold on. In uncensored 1997, Eddie Guerrero went into a match as United States champion, but he lost the belt. Who did he lose it to?
Diamond Dallas Page.
Incorrect.
Okay, fuck.
E.
I mean, are you sure?
Sure.
Pretty darn.
I'm gonna go with Guerrero, and not Chavo.
Oh, okay. Is that your final?
That's my final answer.
Lost it to himself. That's what he was thinking. I looked in his eyes and goes, wait a minute. Did you hear the question? It's incorrect. It's not Chavo.
It is incorrect.
I said not Chavo, and
Oh.
not Chavo. Is roll the tape back.
Then what Guerrero are you talking about?
Well, the only one that was any good, Eddie.
He
Eddie's
was
the
fu-
fighter.
Oh,
Oh.
my God.
We're
Then
not
he
even
did
listening.
Then he did mean it.
Yeah, I did mean it then.
I think I know this
Oh
one.
fuck! I'm sorry.
It's
You're too late.
go.
Sorry.
I had it in my head. God
No,
damn it!
Dean Malenko.
Is that your final answer? That is
damn it.
correct.
I'm out of here.
Yep.
How much was it? How much was that one?
500.
Oh.
Ooh, built the lead up.
I'm not buying that
God
you
damn
actually
it.
did that, but yeah.
Did what?
That you actually knew that.
I thought it was DDP.
He
you
didn't
gonna do?
fucking know. He looked it up.
Looked it up. Come look at my fucking computer and my phone, Dick.
E,
I guessed
you're
it.
up.
I didn't know it. I knew
All right.
it was either him or Jericho, and I knew Jericho was not getting it. Getting it.
You've got 1, 2, and 300 in 2000s WCW, and you've got 100 in 80s.
Let's go with 2,300.
Oh.
2000s.
Take those away. I like it. Take those big points away from
2000s for 3.
Remember, there's still a final
Daily
Jeopardy.
double.
I know.
2000s WCW.
For 300.
Good luck.
There was a no holds barred match on Starrcade 2000. Who are the two wrestlers involved in that match?
Oh, my God.
Didn't we just talk about that?
I think so.
We did earlier. Yeah, you were saying something about it, Corey.
Yeah.
I remember.
Fuck, I
So that
no
means
fucking
someone else has
clue.
to get it.
Oh, jeez.
Who was it? No hold barred match.
We just. I can't fucking remember either. He said it though.
I think that was a different. We didn't make it to December.
No.
That's when Starrcade always was.
Repeat the question for everyone. At Starrcade 2000,
I remember.
there was a no-holds-barred match. There were 2 wrestlers involved in
I
this
remember.
match.
True.
False.
B.
It was not true.
B.
Okay.
It was the total package, and
Fucking Luger can barely walk by this point.
You
Much
weighed
later.
104 pounds.
All right. All right.
He was at the cruiserweight title match.
I was talking about his hips. Okay.
Okay.
Who else?
Luger and Goldberg. Sorry,
Is that your final answer?
that's my final. As long as Corey was
That's
right. on
correct.
that. Okay,
That
good.
is actually correct.
That's awesome.
Was it really?
That's awesome.
I didn't know Luger was still
How,
wrestling.
how
then.
much was that for?
300.
300.
Okay.
I thought Luger was done.
What's our
Okay.
totals here?
I'm not sure what our totals are, but I've got Eric.
Big E, you've got 500.
Yep.
Eric has
Z-
400.
Is 400.
Yep. I think I have 1,000.
You have 1,000. And
Tio
I
has 1,600.
have 1,900.
1,900. Okay.
All right. So
1,000
that's
and
our scores
1,900.
going into Final Jeopardy.
That's it. All right.
So our final
I have
Jeopardy.
to bet here.
Our final Jeopardy is going to be divided into 3 different questions. You
Oh,
place
shit.
a wager for each one.
All of it.
Harlem Eat.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
D, you got paper back there?
I have a notepad document I can open up. Let me get that going here.
I don't have anything to write.
The category for each
Cut
of
my
these.
hand and use my blood.
Is this another one of those famous 3-parter Final Jeopardies?
These are going to be WCW nicknames.
Oh, good. Phew. Think I can get
They're
that.
going to come in
These ought to be fucking hilarious.
How many are there?
3.
Okay.
What was the nickname of the guy that won the
Belt's falling
championship at 1987 Starrcade and he had 1 foot?
Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Yeah, I don't fucking
Hands
know.
of Stone. Okay.
So there's 3 of them.
There are 3 of them.
I need to. This isn't working.
So these are all nicknames.
Here's something to write with. Before you claim
Let's see here. Okay, no, that's a spring. Can't write with a spring.
You can if you puncture your finger and write with your own
Try
blood.
that.
That's
Try
true.
that one there.
Tio's got something.
It's a foreign object.
We all have writing utensils
Yep, got it.
that work. Place your wagers
Yeah.
for the first question, please.
I'm ready.
The
All
first,
of it.
the first question
Attaboy.
is, what was Steve Austin's WCW nickname?
I fucking know that.
Oh my gosh. Do I know this one?
Glad I rest all of it now.
Attaboy.
I know that one.
Attaboy.
15 seconds. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Who's
Okay.
first?
T.O., you're first. What was your wager?
1750.
Oh,
You had that much?
Stunning.
that is
Steve
correct.
Austin.
Attaboy.
That is correct. 1750.
Wow.
Corey,
500 stunning.
correct.
Okay, so that gets me to
All 400 for stunning.
Nice.
500 stunning.
What are you at, Smith?
I think I'm at 1,500.
T.O.'s at 3650.
Woo!
Place your next wagers.
Fuck it. All of it.
Shoot the works.
Here we go.
You're at 15, so that means you could get to 25.
Jesus Christ. No, it means I can get to 3,000 edition.
Okay, I'm going to go with 400.
Okay.
You
Are
don't
we going to get there
You don't have to
today?
tell everybody what you're.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay.
I'm going to make it interesting.
Okay. 5 more seconds to get your wagers.
Okay.
What was Rick Steiner's WCW nickname?
I fucking know that one too.
This is awesome.
Thought these were going to be harder. T.O.
1,000 Big Papa Pump.
Wrong.
Wrong. You said Rick
Incorrect.
Steiner. Rick
Rick
Steiner.
Steiner.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it hurts, doesn't it?
All of it for the dog-faced gremlin.
Oh, I thought you said Scott Steiner. Jesus Christ. What have I
What is
done?
it?
1,000 or 1,500
1,500.
dog face gremlin.
Oh, fuck.
I have a total of 1,000, right? I wanted to put it all down on Dogface Gremlin.
Why not?
Okay. Eric?
All of it. Yeah, 800 there, dog-faced gremlin.
Nice.
So, yeah,
All right,
I
recap
have
of
that.
scores. We have Eric at 1,600.
What do you have?
Corey at 3,000.
Fuck!
Everett at 2,000. T.O. at 2,650.
Oh.
This is going to be interesting. Okay. Place your wagers. Don't say what you're wagering.
You don't want me to say all of
It's
it?
kind of part of the strategy here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Corey missing this. And I'll get it. That's my hope. So if I go,
10 more seconds to figure out your wager.
I mean, you might as well put it all.
no. Nope,
you might as well put it all and lose
No,
it.
I'm going Yeah, Corey's not gonna get this right. That's what I'm banking on.
Are you kidding me? These have been the easiest questions that we've had all day.
Right.
This one
I
can't be
I
easy.
knew both of the first ones.
This won't be easy at all.
You guys good?
I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Is this another nickname question?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what all
shit.
3 of them are.
Yeah. 5 more seconds. Place your wagers. Everybody good?
Oh yeah. All of it.
I can't believe I did that.
I wondered why you did that. So I'm like, this actually took a second.
Okay. What was Jarrett's WCW nickname?
Oh, I know that one too.
Yeah, it's
I don't
Wait a
know
minute.
that
Wait a
one.
minute. Wait a minute.
Wait, I don't know that
What was
one.
his nickname?
What,
I don't know
What
that.
was his
His catchphrase more thing?
Slap nuts? No, not that.
No, not that. That's what I think of as his catchphrase.
Well, now wait a minute. Whoa. So you want Jeff Jarrett's nickname when he was in which run here?
J.E.
That's not. You're not
Double
right
F?
either.
No, that's just who he's talking about. J.A.
This 2000s
Double R?
run. I only know of one.
E. Double T.
Only know of one run?
Yeah, after he came
Well,
back.
he's-
No,
96,
one nickname.
That's Jeb Jarrett.
Jeb Jarrett.
Jeb.
Jeb Jarrett. Yeah.
Give me a second here.
Jeb.
Jesus Christ.
Remember
Okay.
that stupid thing he used to wear that had like different straps?
Corey, do you
coming
got
out
it? Because
front of
if
him?
I'm not even bothering to answer. I know it, but doesn't matter.
I know it as well.
Why don't you want to answer?
Okay.
Because you're going
Fif-
to win.
15
I
seconds.
quit this game.
15 seconds.
Did you get it or not?
I'm thinking of.
It's impossible. If he's got it, just
No,
give
it's.
up.
the-
10 seconds.
This is not easy because it was a shitty time.
Yeah. And
Sorry,
it's
I'm
Ready
not
to
talking
rumble
into the
time.
mic.
But
Right before Ready
someone
to Rumble.
didn't. I'm wanting to say that it was. Oh.
5 seconds.
I got it. The chosen one, Jeff Jarrett.
What was your wager?
2650. About all of it before. Yeah. Is that it or not?
That is correct.
He shared his name with Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one.
What did you wager?
All of it. 1,600.
at?
What at the end of the
32
day,
now?
what I'm gonna do? Take home my winnings?
E, what'd you
Of
get?
course, I'm risking all of it.
I went with Larry. People, they were like, here comes Jeff, Larry, Jarrett.
Jeff Laramie.
L.A.
What was
Double
your,
R.
What was your wager?
Why?
All of it.
All of it.
Chosen one, duh.
Okay, Corey.
Don't know how I got that right.
The chosen one.
What'd you bet? 3?
Yep.
Cock.
We have a winner.
God.
Rightfully takes his place back upon the throne.
I want your laptop checked there, Cheeto. Chester
Check
Cheeto.
it. I still got a fucking article about Brad Siegel up. Couldn't stop
This-
talking about him.
This
today.
was a good one.
That was a very good one.
Corey finished at 6,000. T.O. at 5,300. Eric at 3,200.
I would have had
Everett,
4,000. But
Everett goes from first to last.
One thing I meant to tell you,
I would have had
Owens,
4,000 had I not said Larry.
One
Just
thing I
saying.
meant to tell you, T.O., don't piss me off.
Slap nuts. Fuck.
Well, that was a good game, though.
But I knew the second one. That's what pisses me off.
I will say that in this game, this is the first time that anyone has ever given their answer and then the next person had given the same answer.
Yeah, so no more email during a fucking.
Also, this is the first time
was
that
cheated.
anybody had answered that they beat themselves in a championship match.
Who did Eddie Guerrero beat? Oh yeah, he beat Eddie Guerrero. He lost
No,
to him. That's
I
for
meant
sure.
Dean fucking Malenko. They were all in my head. Benoit, Malenko,
No.
Perry Saturn.
Sting.
No,
Sting. Huh?
note to self: don't be.
Oh, dude, that was
don't,
funny as
note to
fuck.
self: don't be answering work-related emails during the game show.
Yeah, well,
People
yeah.
actually count on him.
Who
for
beat
things,
him?
though,
E
around
Plata.
Yes.
Yo Radio kicked his ass. I remember he took the belt off of him, gave it to LMG.
here. Answer Fortnite.
Yes, Fortnite.
Fortnite. Okay. That
We're
does
losing-
it.
we're losing
What are we
T.O.
doing next week?
I actually had a thought for a show, and
Okay.
it would take a little bit of work. But what about a show on indie wrestling? Maybe I got actually. I know I maybe can get an indie wrestler on here as an interviewee.
Yes, do it, please.
To kind of get their.
Are you talking about that gal?
Yes, I am. I think I can get her.
What gal?
She's one of our listeners on Surreal Talk,
Where's she wrestle at?
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah,
What?
let me get you the. Hold on.
Is her name Blue Pants, by the way?
No, it is not.
Is she the girl from Alton Marquette?
Nope.
Because she got a on TV.
When she was like 16. I don't know how that worked, though.
Hold on, I'm looking here. She wrestles out of Clearwater,
Oh.
trained by Jay Lethal.
Hey.
Oh, let's talk to her. I got some questions. Have you ever been held by the throat against the...
Whoa.
She's wrestling in all kinds of feds down there. I mean, like, you name it, she's hitting every one of them down there.
She listens to you guys, huh? You pimp.
Sometimes listen to
motherfuckers.
her, so.
Well, she's good looking.
But no, I thought that'd be kind of cool, like to talk about any of the back in the day, what purpose it actually served, and these days, if at all, what purpose it serves other than talent development. So
I have 1,000 questions for her.
I've got some Florida belts I could bring on here.
do you? Well, I'll see if I can't
I'd like
put
to ask
put-
a lot of questions, too.
I'll put out
What do you
a
think of
feeler,
the
see if I can get
Bellas?
that going on. If I can't get her, do you guys still want to do that?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
ruin her career.
What do
Tito.
you feel like Becky Lynch has to die for you to have a chance in
Yo.
WWE having red hair?
Maybe we can
TL's
just do
gonna
it.
be sick next week.
Maybe we could just do it to be determined topic. Because
Fine.
I'm not sure if we should. I'm not sure if that'd be a good topic if we can't get her.
At
in.
a time, TBD.
Find out right now.
TBD.
At a time.
At a time to be TBD.
Did you know there's a restaurant in Fairview Heights now called TBD? It used to be Hula Hands.
Really?
No.
And that's what they call themselves, to be determined.
I don't know. It just says TBD on their sign.
Taking care
The
of business.
breakfast discount restaurant.
Well, I'm feeling a little dejected right now. I'm gonna go.
It's all right,
You were
man. You put in a good effort.
You were so close.
Big Papa Pump.
Rick
Probably if I
Steiner.
knew the answer to it. That's what pisses me off.
Oh, that hurts.
I know.
Isn't it a shame?
Rick Steiner. Big.
T.O. the chosen one. What are we looking at? We think we got a shot at getting her.
I'm sending a message right now.
Okay. Well, then we'll check back with you next week. We might be having. And what is the young lady's young professional wrestling?
Well, I don't want to throw her stuff out if she doesn't want to get involved with it, but
We can still say her name.
I guess her ring name is Aria Blake.
Aria Blake.
So
And who's she wrestle for?
she wrestles for about 30 different promotions down there in Florida.
Okay.
From let's go through them all real quick. Full Impact Pro, Full Throttle Pro, Fest Wrestling, Pro Wrestling 2.0, Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, Bulletproof Wrestling, Ronin Pro Wrestling, Real Pro Wrestling. I mean,
Fake pro wrestling.
she's wrestled for Shine, American Combat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shimmer or no?
No, just Shine.
Glow.
No glove.
Shimmer is that? Shut the fuck up. Still exists.
All right, boys. Remember to check out yoradio.com for all the coolest shit in streaming radio.
That's right.
That's an exact thing off of our little note. That
Okay.
Greatest shit in streaming radio.
Thank you.
Check out surrealtalkpodcast.com for more Eric and Everett.
That's right.
Check out anything to do with money for Alex. He's our money guy.
He is our money guy.
And check out thewrestlingsnob.com for a beautiful picture of Corey.
$1 million man there.
Dated.
Are you $1 million man?
We need to update that.
Shyster?
I
Which
know.
one? IRS, maybe?
And don't forget to pay your taxes.
All you tax cheats in St. Louis. All right. We're getting out of here. Next week, to be determined.
2BD.
We'll get back at you. Thanks for joining us.
Man, there it is, boys. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. We need to update that. You're right.
That's me in my heavier
But
days.
check that out. There's no 3 on this. It's just The Horseman. We could change our name to just The Horseman.
The Horseman.
Oh, shit. I did change it to The Horseman. That's even funnier. That's fucking great.
Supposed to say the Coxman.
That's great. All right, guys. We'll catch you all next week. Thanks for listening.
Corey, and Corey. Corey kind of looked like Animal in that picture.
Well, yeah, that's because it's my face.
I'm not talking about, I'm talking about,
Yeah, I think he flipped the face around. He did flip the face around.
What did I do?
You flipped the face around in that picture.
Oh, it's the same one as the other side,
That
isn't
was
it?
the best one, man.
fun
Nailed
stuff.
that.
the Horseman.
Who looks like he's drunk at a wedding in the middle one.
You look like a wrestler right there, like somebody that's coming out in their suit about to do a promo right there.
I'm about to cut a promo
Yeah,
on
right.
And the new GM of the Horseman Show.
I'm going to cut a promo on Larry Zabisco.
Don't do it.
Introducing the Horseman.
September 25th. It's already the 25th of
Larry
September.
Zabisco. Thought you could trip me up.
All right.
No,
Thanks for watching on stream.
surprised
Stream's
you
going
hadn't
dark.
got
Catch
that.
y'all later.